Good evening and welcome to the Center of Excellence in Makoya for the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023. I'm Vidya Ramphal alongside the former Trinidad and Tobago Table Tennis Association President Stanley Hunt for this one, and we're getting the introduction of the teams at the moment. QPCC versus Solo Crusaders. There's QPCC in their familiar blue outfits there to the left of your picture, and Smalta Crusaders on the right-hand side. They are there lining up at the moment for the start of this event. They will be on table 1, I understand, and heading across now to the rest of the tables. The introduction has already been made for the Legends team, and Legends will be the next one across on table 3. Legends will be taking on PowerGen at the moment, a very youthful looking PowerGen team. There's the Legends team heading across there to ready for doing battle, and the Legends team includes the likes of Jonathan Van Langs, Trevor Farley, Arun Rupnarayan, Colin Wong, Franklin Sichan, Andrew Edwards, and Kenneth Parmanand. And heading across now at this time, and this is the Carenage, this should be the Carenage Blasters, I believe, and they are coming up against Jeswin. Curious spelling to the word Jeswin, Jeswin. Jeswin playing against Carenage Blasters, and the last of the two teams include Wassa and GTC. There's Curtis Humphreys, the former national champion, 2 national titles to his credit. In the middle of your picture there, spin to win is the motto of the team, and the young lady there with them, that is for the 2023 tournament for Wassa, that's Ambika Sidram. Yes, Curtis Humphreys leading his team on. It includes Alaric Humphreys, Riyad Abbasali, Jean-Marc Lefan, Joel Henry, Christoph Roberts, and Ambika Sidram. And they are up against GTTC. That's the team out of Guaracara. And the Guaracara Table Tennis Club, Marlon Kendall, Wesley Duku, Anthony Lakis, David Gopal, and Michael Noel. So that'll bring the 4 tables to a close. Well, it's 9 teams in all. The team that has the bye going into the first round would, of course, be the defending champions, Arima. They will have the bye going into the second round. Arima will be getting into battle in the second round of the competition. That starts at 7:30 p.m. So all 8 teams involved in the first round are there at the moment, and we're just about getting ready for battle. And just at the right of your picture, the Sweat Squad already out here, a very important part of the tournament to make sure that all of the tables are properly wiped before each match, and during the match also. So referee just going through the final rules here between QPCC and Smalta Crusaders. And we're here at the Center of Excellence in Makoya, facility that was opened back in May 1996. Seems so long ago now, 27 years, and multi-purpose hall. Here, of course, used for futsal and other sports. The World Cup trophy was actually here at one time back in 2005. Remember coming to see the famous FIFA World Cup trophy here, but different sport involved. Table tennis, the real-time chess, as they call it sometimes. So QPCC will be in action on the table just in front of you at the moment, and just behind that, that's going to be Legends and PowerGen. We'll, of course, keep you up to date as best as we can with all of the matches taking place here. So just to remind you of the matches taking place in the early part, it's going to be QPCC versus Smalta Crusaders, Carenage Blasters against Jeswin, Legends versus PowerGen, and Wassa will take on GTTC. That's the Guaracara Club. Now, in the second round, which is coming up at 7:30, Queen's Park will take on PowerGen. Smalta Crusaders against ATTC. That's the Arima Tennis Club. They are in Table Tennis Club. They're in action. Jeswin will face Guarakara Table Tennis Club, and Clarinage Blasters will face Wassa. There's action also on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday there will be the quarterfinals at 12, 1 p.m., the semifinals, and the final at 3 p.m. And there is what they are battling for here today. Some of the trophies on display here in this ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023. This event coming closely on the heels of the National Championship, which concluded last weekend. Queen's Park won the men's Division 1 and women's team titles. Joshua Maxwell won the men's title, while QPCC beat Wassa in the men's final. QPCC also took the women's final beating, and Caranash Blasters won the Division 2 with Crusaders. Solo Crusaders taken the Division 3 crown. So a lot of action in table tennis, things heating up here. And we're just going through the warm-ups at this time. And it's going to be here at QPCC. Yuvraj Dukram will be playing for QPCC on table 1. And for the Crusaders team, well, they have in their lineup Anthony Brown and Kosi Rouse, Malik Gopal, Chloe Fraser, Andrew Alexander, Yannick Lewis, and Robert Burnett. Just 3 of them here today. And let's bring in Stanley Hunt here for the first time today. Good evening to you, Stanley. Nice to have you here with us. And you, of course, know a lot of these players. You've seen them from a very young age coming up. Yuvraj Dukram.
Yeah. Okay, we are at the start of the championships, the Champions League. And on table 1, we have Yuvraj Dukram. He's a national player. And he is up against Nkosi Rouse.
And the warm-up going up also on table 2. So we have the legends there.
Yeah, we have the scorer for the game on table 1. We have Carlisle Cleveland. And on table 2, we have a very interesting game where we have, that's the veteran Trevor Farley. Farley now has been a Caribbean champion, Trevor Farley, playing for Legends. And he isn't the marquee player today, but a former Caribbean champion, and he's playing against a youngster who is just 14 years old, and we have a lot of we expect a lot of this youngster. So let's see what's going to happen. I need to get the draws.
And the draw is... And the Power Gen team, just to remind you, Anson Lauki, Josiah Joseph, Rod Singh, Amir Mohammed, Anil Tamlakan, Priyanka Kilawan, and Sachin Ramsumer. They are part of the 2023 team. And here we are for the start. This is game 1. And
okay, if we do the commentary on game 1, we have Yuvraj serving and Kosi. Good pick up on the backhand, very quick. The score is already 2-0.
Yeah, it's a quick start here from Nkosi, and trying to assert his authority against Dukram early.
It's going to do a pendulum serve, a short pendulum over the net. A good drive, good pickup, and then Kosi has rushed into a 3-0 lead. Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. We have Yuvraj.
He does have the advantage. He does have the advantage of a second serve.
Serving again. The pushes into the net, and UV is now on the board. It's 1-3. Pendulum. Short onto the backhand. Spins, picks it up. It's coming back. It's 2-3. UV. Nice and short. Tries to pick that one up. It was a bit wide of him. He didn't make the type of contact that he wanted to make.
Yeah, towel break after
yes,
towel break after 6 points. And Dukram has some work to do here. fast start. Started to come back into it, but serve now rotating to Rouse.
There's a big drive after the first pickup. It's 4-3. Nice and short. A good roll on the backhand. And now it's 4-all. So UV is going to serve. Yuvraj Dukram. Nice backspin. Good pickup. Good drive. And it's 5-4.
Well, he's now starting to really feel it now. He looked a little cold at the start there, but now starting to pick it up.
Yeah, the game can run away very quickly from you if you don't get onto it in the early stages. It's 5-4. Puts a bit of side spin into that one. He didn't get into a correct position and hit the top of the net and went off the table. So it's 4-6. Serves again, short. But UV loves that serve. Just where he wanted it to be able to make that backhand pickup. 4-7. Once again, this time he puts it short and he gets in the big drive on top of it. 8-4.
Well, a remarkable turnaround here since the first towel break. He's now taken a 4-point lead and just 3 points away from the first game.
It actually was 3-0 and it's now 8-4. That's a good shot by Nkosi.
Yeah, that's only his second point since Yuvraj has gone on this 8-point run here.
Yes.
Dukram with a big smile on his face as he goes about his work here. Got that one nice and deep there, and Rouse just couldn't handle it. Just a point away now, Dukram, from taking the first game. Still 4 game points for him. Make that 3.
He's going to have to work for that final point.
It's not going to hand it to him easily, is he?
Yeah.
Yep, really making him work for it here.
He's going to take the towel break, think about it. And then he's going to probably come in and make a nice short serve. No, it's Nkosi serving. He's going to try to pick it up. Picked it up well.
And there it is. That's the first game to Yuvraj Dukram. 11-8, just clipping the top of the net there, Stanley.
Yeah, he just clipped the top. Now, UV had not been playing for a while last year, but he came back pretty strongly and he got onto the national team. So he started back at the Champions League last year. And, you know, he's now working his way up in the ranking list. Nkosi had been playing all the time. In fact, I see that Nkosi was ranked number 6 on the national ranking list, the most recent one. While UV, who had not been playing, was ranked number 22. But the quality of Yuvraj Dukram is known. And he, you know, he showed it in his first game here.
Yeah, and it was a very fine recovery coming back from 3-0 down to really dominate the rest of the game.
Yeah, but Nkosi did come back, make a good comeback towards the end of the game. We're seeing on table 2 there that Trevor Farley won the first game 4 and is leading 5-2 in the second game.
Yeah, there he is, Farley in the far side of the dreadlocked figure of Farley. And the youngster from...
playing against young Josiah Joseph.
Yeah,
he's
Josiah.
just 14 years old and is one for the future. So it would be a good experience for him to come up against Trevor Farley. But we're back to the table 1. And Rouse is serving.
Yeah, just went a bit too long there. Too much power on the forehand there from Dukram.
Yeah, he needs to serve a little long, a little shorter. Yes, like that.
Yeah.
So UV is very short, keeping it very, very tight. Very tight, a lot of backspin there.
Picking
Of
up.
course, he has to get on it and make sure that he negotiates it.
Yeah, picking up a couple of cheap points there already.
Yeah. So he's back.
Yeah, just went for that little pancake flip there, missed the corner.
The middle of the game is very important. So it's 1-4, and Kosi is serving again. Another short serve, but really expertly played back by Yuvraj.
Well, the first towel break 5-1, and he has kept a tight leash here on Nkosi Rouse at the moment. And on the other table, Trevor Farley leading young Josiah Joseph 1-0 there.
And 10-4 in the second game.
Yes, game point for him here. Back
Oh,
with
what a lovely block by Nkosi as a flurry of exchanges took place there. So we look at UV again. Tight serve, tight and short, not negotiated by young Nkosi.
yeah, he's having
2-6.
some problems with that short serve.
Oh, lovely. As he is able to free his hands
Yeah,
and getting a really good shot.
a fair amount of catharsis in that and getting that frustration out.
Yeah. So he's getting back into the game at 6-4. He's not going to let UV run away with it this time. Nice and short, well played. This time he was able to control the push. He pushed it wide of him. And as he tried to drive it, he went off the edge of the table. So it's 6-5. UV to Nkosi. Nkosi tries to pick it up with the forehand, but it was short.
Yeah, a bit too much backspin on that one for him,
Yeah,
just
a lot of
mistiming
backspin
that
there.
one.
Yeah. It's the towel break. It's 5-7.
And it could be disastrous here for Rouse if Dukram goes off to a 2-0 lead. It'll be very difficult for him.
Again, too long. He needs to keep that service shorter. Seen some nice exchanges on the other table. With Trevor Farley and, and young Josiah Joseph. Good backhand.
And Farley does attract a lot of attention. Even the two players on this table were having a look across to see what was going on there.
Yeah, well, he would be one of the favorites to win the singles when it comes around.
That's, well, here's game point here for Dukram.
Yeah. 10-5.
And that's long. And there it is. That is the second game to Yuvraj Dukram, 11-5. And despite another little flurry here of points from Rouse, unable to deal with the qualities there of Yuvraj Dukram. So Dukram up by 2-0 here on the other table. And Farley is having a 2-0 lead at the moment. And he's also leading, well, it's 2-all at the moment here against young Josiah Joseph.
Farley is playing a bit of an open game now, so allowing Josiah to get into the game. And that is good for Josiah.
Yeah, it's a real learning curve and a very sharp and steep one for him.
Yes, yes. It's not easy to be playing a former Caribbean champion.
Yeah, he's
Who
going
is still playing very well.
Yeah, he's going to throw all sorts of little spins there for the youngster, some of which he may have never seen, at least in these amounts.
He's learning quickly. So back to table one.
So
Yuvraj Dukram, national player, serving to Nkosi Rouse, a would-be prospective national player.
yeah, too much mustard on that one to the backhand. Rouse can deal with it. First
So it's
point to
1-0.
Dukram.
That was a good playback because yes, a flurry of pushes, short pushes, but that final push was not precise enough, and Yuvraj was able to put it away.
You can see the frustration on the face of Rouse.
It's nice and long.
Nothing.
He was there for the first rally, but not for the second.
Yeah.
And it's now 3-1.
Finds the corner very fluently. Here, Dukram.
Good spin, loaded with top spin. Not able to control it, and it's 4-1. Yuvraj again. Short, very short. Couldn't pick that up. Wasn't off the table.
Yeah, he's trailing by 4 points here, so this could be problems here for him. He has to go on a run here.
Yeah, and he lead ball. Serving again. Short. Good push. Was waiting on that to get that powerful backhand in. It's 1-6. So we watch and we see on table 2, we see that Josiah Joseph has a 10-9 lead on Trevor Farley.
Yeah, there he is in the background. You can see the number 10.
Oh, and it's on to Juice again.
Unfortunately for the youngster here on table 1, though.
In a very good drive to be 11-10 on table 2. On table 1, and Kosi is down 1-9. Getting a lot of trouble there. A timeout called on table 2.
Just a couple points away from victory here, Dukram. Yeah, it's too long. Went for the corner to the backhand, but missing that one.
Again, trying to finish it too quickly.
Yeah.
But he has a 6-point lead, so
well, it's a game of patience, isn't it? Huh?
He's not too concerned at this point in time. So it's 9-3.
There it is. Finally gets his range.
Yeah. It's 10-3.
Match point.
That's a good push. He was able to withhold the spin.
What an underspin on that one.
Didn't send it as long as Dukram was expecting. And then 2 good blocks. He seemed to be playing in spurts, in Kosi. But young players, sometimes you find that.
And there it is. That is the game point taken by Yuvraj Dukram, and he's wrapped up this match in 3 games, 11-8, 11-5, 11-3. Dominant performance here from Yuvraj Dukram.
Definitely. He showed why he is on the national team currently, although his ranking at present on the national ranking is lower than Nkosi Rouse.
Well, heading across to table 2, where legends, the legend on the Legends team, Trevor Farley, playing against Josiah Joseph, and it's 2-1 at the moment here.
So
some work here for Farley.
Very well to get that game from Farley. So showing that there's the future. Very good blocks, and he tried to stay in the game, but Farley just changed the direction. Move from the hard drive onto the backhand with a drive to the forehand. Josiah Joseph going to serve. Nice serve. Followed up by a very good loop. So he is really playing well against Trevor Farley in this 4th game.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Come again. Sends it long. Oh no, hit the top of the net and off the table. Farley now. Oh, really good spin. What he used? He used a backhand service with a bit of top spin in it, but not really going out long. When Josiah picked it up, he was able to get the drive in, a heavy drive. And then he changed his service, kept it a bit short, and was able to outfox young Josiah Joseph, and it's now 3-5, Josiah serving. Josiah is good with the blocks, but he couldn't block that one because the direction was changed. It wasn't to the backhand again. He made it towards the middle of the table, and it's 6-3. He has rushed into a lead against Josiah. Josiah again. Tried to rush it into Farley. But Farley played it back quite comfortably.
Changed the direction so quickly into the corner.
Now it's 7-3. Farley now. good short service. But he was right on top of that. He read it, and he picked it up from over the table. That was very good.
Yeah, picked
So
up from the
it's
last
4.
couple of shots.
I think what has happened now, Farley recognizing that Josiah was blocking very well on the backhand, changed direction and started to loop the ball just onto the elbow of the forehand, which is a very difficult place to be able to block. So it's 4-9. You see that right there again? Waiting on the backhand block, and it came into the forehand.
Well, here's young Bim winning his title earlier today. Was down 2-1 and came back to win in the set. A really good performance from him.
Yeah, young Josiah Bim captured 2 titles, the under-11 and the under-13 title. So that is very good, and I think he would have been one of the players who went to the Hopes camp. And I think that's a very good performance.
Young Darren Douglas warming up in the foreground. And Darren Douglas getting underway.
This is a game now between the 2 marquee players. So Darren Douglas, national player. And he is up against, and Darren plays in the United States now. He is on scholarship with Texas Wesleyan University. And he is up against Anthony Sandfly Brown. We all know Sandfly and his powerful, the Brown Bomber they call him. We know what he's capable of. He is also a Caribbean doubles champion, which he won with Dexter St. Louis some years ago. So seeing Sandfly against Darren, it's, you know,
meeting of the 2 generations, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 generations, because Darren is, you know, just about 20 years old, 19 years old, 20, just turned 20. Very good player. And he's the marquee player. He is now on the national team together with Yuvraj Dukram, Aaron Wilson, and young Khalil Asgarali, who is our US-based player. So those are the 4 players who are on the national team.
Well, in past years, we've seen Anthony Sandfly Brown play without the glasses, but it catches up on all of it, doesn't it? Age.
It most certainly does. The knee band and the glasses.
Yeah, certainly. 2 of the new additions, if in case you haven't seen Anthony Sandfly Brown recently. And he will start off the serve here for Crusaders against Queen's Park.
He served a bit long that time. You know. Okay, on table 2 we have the 2 marquee players from Power Gen and
that's
Legends
just outside
on
of your
table
picture
2. Yeah.
on the left.
So we have Arun Rupnarayan and Anson Lauki. They will be the 2 marquee players on table 2. While the 2 marquee players on table 1, Anthony Sandfly Brown and Darren Douglas. So
There's
Brown
Arun.
has rushed into a 3-1 lead against Darren Douglas.
There's Arun in the background having a look at what's going on here with this one. A wonderful drive into the corner there by Brown.
Yes. He seems to have his range on very early. So, very smart player. Keeps it very short. Darren was able to move onto his forehand very quickly and get in a good drive. And it's 2-4. So Darren is going to use a short serve. Oh. Didn't quite get that drive, Didn't get his range going. So he's using the hammer serve. Let's see how this hammer goes now. Oh, he sends it long. Changed the serve, but Sandfly was waiting on it.
Yeah, a bit too long, and then he was able to put it away.
Yeah, he changed the serve that he intended to use originally, but Sandfly spotted it, and it's 6-2. Bounces on his knee, on his toes. Let's see. Sent a pretty long service, but Darren wasn't able to capitalize on it, and it's 7-2. Sending it strategically placed on the backhand. Good push. Some rallies.
That one's gone airborne. Now, the towel break is at every 6 points, but when there's a player who's wearing glasses, I think you're given an extra allowance there just to clear out the lenses, don't you?
Yeah, it won't be actually a towel break.
Yeah.
2-8. It's 2-8. Darren serves again. Change the service. Makes a slower pickup, and that works for him this time. It's 3-8. He's going to have his work cut out here against Anthony Sandfly Brown, who seems to be on today. Again, a good push. But he pounced on that very quickly and was able to drive it away. Service changes again, and it's 8-4. Brown is going to keep that service very short. He sends it long again. He sends it long. Darren didn't really pounce on it. Darren just made a return, and Sandfly was waiting on it to drive it away. And it's 9-4. Again, sends it long again. And he's serving long to Darren, and Darren is not capitalizing on getting into position to put it away.
Game point
It's
here for
4-10.
Brown. Just missed that
Got
one.
in a very good drive this time. It's 5-10. When he's serving, he's doing well, but he's not serving. He's not playing well when Brown is serving. A series of good rallies. And it's 10-6. So it's match point for Anthony Sandfly Brown, but, you know, Darren seems to be beginning to spar.
And again, not quite a towel break, as you mentioned, just clearing the lenses here.
Lenses, yes.
All part of getting older.
Again, he sends it long, but this time...
And there it is.
Darren
That's
picked
game
it up,
point for
but he
Anthony
was waiting.
Sandfly Brown.
He was actually waiting on it. So they're going to have to change the tactics there, because they're going to have to realize that, you know, Sandfly is serving the ball long. And if he's serving the ball long, you've got to make a more powerful shot off your first shot. If you just roll it back, he's going to pounce on it and drive it away. So when you roll it back, you have to roll it strategically. So he is not able to get that power in.
Well, here's table 2. It's Legends versus Powergen, Aaron Rupnarine versus Anson Lauki. And Aaron Rupnarine in the nearer to your picture, he's a former Powergen player himself.
Yes, that's correct. Aaron Rupnarine has been on the national team before. He is one of our better players, and we have seen him against Anson Lauki, who has consistently been, you know, around top 8, top 10 type player.
Yeah. Aaron, son of Bob Rupnarine, who would have been General Secretary under your presidency, I believe.
Yes, he was, and he has gone on now. He is a Caribbean tournament organizer, and he is the General Secretary of the Caribbean body. So he is still very much involved in the sport.
Yes, Brown in the just closer to your picture, and Darren Douglas on
this time
Douglas
Darren
on
is
the other
beginning
side.
to serve. He's using the backhand serve now. That's a change that he has made. A nice and short, a slow service. Wrong pushes it off the net. Another slow service. Okay, seems to have been a lead ball. Nice and slow. And a very good, strong, powerful pickup.
Yeah, Brown trying to find the corner, but just
So he
missing
has
by a
changed
short
the
while.
tactics. Let's see how he's going to deal with Brown when he's serving. Okay, he still wasn't powerful enough in the initial serve. And Brown was waiting on it to rally it back. So again, he sends it pretty long, makes a big drive. And 2 big drives. So
Ooh, Brown enjoyed that one.
They're both exploding on the forehand. So let's see what is going to happen now. He's going to use the backhand serve. He's ready. Ready. Keeps it short. Makes a good spinny service. And Brown isn't able to negotiate it. It's off the table. It's 3-2. Once again. Same thing. But Brown made a different push. Pushed a bit more to the backhand. But he didn't pull the backhand. He tried to push it back and it went off the table and it's 3-all.
Very clever player is Anthony Sandfly Brown, and very flexible with his tactics here in combating the power of Darren Douglas. Of course, the youngster will have a huge amount of power in his game, and really the experienced Brown is just able to find ways in which to deal with it.
Well, Brown has the power also, so let's see what will happen.
In abundance.
Again, he goes long with the service, but Darren is making a stronger full shot. Kept it short this time. Darren somehow or the other, he didn't negotiate that. He put it into the net and it's 4-all. This is going to be a tighter game. Nice and spinny. Went low, picked it up. Brown didn't get it back onto the table. Once again, a hammer. Good hammer service. Big drive, but off the table. Don't know why he went to lift when the drive was there, but it's 5-all. Again, a long service. Again, Darren not getting into position quickly enough to make that attack. He pushed and pushed into the net.
A lot of frustration on his face there.
Again, he made a good push this time. Brown didn't make the turn.
And at the towel break, 6-all here, and you do sense that this one is going to be a lot closer. And if he can pinch a game off Sandfly here, would that give him the ideal tonic to go on to perhaps take the game?
Yeah, and on the other table, Arun leads 10-9 now, and having won the first game against Anson Lauki. Darren is looking to equalize. Let's see how he'll do it. Again, doesn't put much into the service. Nice and slow and short.
Well, 2 points
Brown
ahead
tries
now.
to make it an attacking push, but Darren is right there ready for it and getting a big drive in.
Yeah, his first
So it's
lead
Brown.
here in the second game.
6-8. When I serve. Again long. And this is what he should be doing. Bouncing into that very quickly and putting it away. And it's 6-9. Brown is going to serve to Darren Douglas.
Oh, that was explosive. Down the line there by Brown.
Sandfly Brown. It was a lovely shot, but again, Darren, the push was lacking. And it's 9-7. Darren Douglas is going to serve. Nice and slow. Brown got in a good push.
Game point here
Then
for Douglas.
He tried to force the shot there. Hit the top of the net and off the table, and it's 10-7. So Darren is going to do the hammer serve again. Back to the hammer. Short hammer. Nice pickup.
And there it is.
Good block.
Ooh.
Hits the top of the net off the table. And it's 8-10.
Just an inch away there from wrapping up the game itself.
There's Brown now. Anthony Sandfly Brown. Let's see what he's going to do. Good hammer serve also into the net.
Well, just
Darren didn't
one
pick
more
it up.
game point here.
It was long and he didn't pick it up. 9-10. Good push. Good attack.
Ooh, sizzling return that just nicks the end.
Yeah.
There it is. That he's taken.
Yeah, Sandfly nods his head. But it was a good shot, and it's 11-9.
So he's lost the second set here. So we're at one game apiece here, and 11-9. Brown taking that one.
Yeah. While on the other table, we are seeing Arun Rupnarayan has gone into a 2-0 lead.
Yes, Rupnarayan
Against
further away
Ancelotti.
from. Rupnarayan is further away from the camera at the moment, and the youngster Anson Lauki.
I'm looking even on table 4. Looking on table 4, that's a pretty interesting game going on there on table 4. Marlon Kendall, who is the player for Garakara Table Tennis Club, he's the marquee player. He used to play in the days of Kevin Redhead. Pretty decent player, but I don't expect he will get past Curtis. Although Curtis, now that he is into administration and into a lot of coaching, is not getting the type of time to play and to practice.
Yeah, that's right. And
So-
Curtis also bowing out in the semi-finals of National Championships last week.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if he
Quarterfinals,
got
correction.
to the semis.
Quarterfinals, in fact.
Yeah. But he leads across there, he leads 9-6. Right, so it's 1-all back to table 1. Wrong serve short again. Strong push. And that's a good backhand roll by Darren Douglas. Bounced a bit too much for Brown, and he sent it off the table. So it's 0-1. Wrong serves. Oh, he tried to change the service and run it onto Darren. Hit the top of the net and went off the table. And so Darren has taken a 2-0 lead.
And he will have the serve, a chance to amplify on this 2-0 lead.
Yes, he will. Very good spin. Good pickup. But Brown was right there with the block. And it's 2-1. Right, so he's changing his serves. Changing his serves between the pendulum and the normal side spin serve. That's a good block from Darren. Follows it up with a good drive. Wrong moves off the table. Tries to negotiate it back onto the table, but fails to do so, and it's 1-4. Wrong again. That's a lead ball. Hits the top of the lead. The umpire makes the signal for lead, and it's 1-4.
It's Carlisle Cleveland.
That's right. And Darren is beginning to roll now. We're seeing some power shots from Darren Douglas, and it's 5-1.
Yeah, the power there certainly pushing Brown away from the table.
Yeah.
Brown responding with some power of his own there.
That's right. That's right. The ball was long, and Brown pounced on it and really put in a very good drive. The hammer was a bit long that time. So he's going back again. Right, more simple. More of a simple service, and then he tried to really get spin into it. But he wasn't able to do so, and it's 3-5. So Sandfly is coming back again. It's a lead ball. Let's see what he's going to do, if he's going to keep it short or send it long. He sends it long again. But the push was a very good push because it was long onto the baseline. Brown would have had to move back to make that drive. It's 3-6. Again long onto the move. But he did move back and make the drive. He blocked the first one, but it was a double shot.
Yeah,
the
Brown
guns.
made the
are
adjustment
working.
well.
So it's 6-4. So Darren is going to serve now. He's using the backhand serve. He's going to make the backhand without much spin. Yeah, Brown was right there for the first block. Darren didn't make the second drive. And it's Brown's point. So it's 6-5. Backhand service. Puts a bit of side spin into it this time. Changes from the backhand service to the forehand service. He's gonna do a hammer. Yes, he does. A big drive following it. he was not as precise with his push as he should have been. And Darren was right on top of it and put it away.
Yeah, fair amount of side spin on that, taking it even further away from Brown.
Yes. So we see. Good pickup. Good pickup. First pickup. That's what he didn't do in the first game, and he's doing it now in the third game. 5-8. Nice. Nice and slow. Brown didn't get his big drive in, and Darren has gone on to a 9-5 lead.
Yeah, he needed to hit that one, Brown, because now he's in real danger of losing the second game. That again called umpire Cleveland by.
All right, I think he had the drive there. He didn't go for the drive. He tried to just be safe. So it's 9-6. That's the hammer. Good playback by Sandfly. Good drive by Sandfly as he got into his range and was able to counter drive and win that point. So it's 7-9. Sandfly is not going down that easily.
Has to get a couple of points in here. Oh, excellent. Push that down the line.
Yes, he was ready. He was ready for that block, and he negotiated it well. 7-10.
Anticipated that one brilliantly.
Good first push. Nice spinny. At the top of the net. Off the table.
Yeah, just clipped it there. That sent it long. But it's a game point for him.
Yeah,
chance for him to go up 2-1.
He's going to do the hammer. Did short and the big drive.
And there it is. 2-1 now, and coming back from Brown taking the first game 11-6, and he's now taken the third game 11-8 here.
Yes. And on table 2, we have on table, that is table 1. On table 1 on the other side. Is that table 1, the far table?
Yes, that is table 2, in fact, Legends versus Power Gen. And
so
the Power Gen team.
It's an interesting game there because we have Amir Mohammed playing for Power Gen, and he is on the national under-19 team. And he's playing against Young Wong, who is from Guyana, and he also is on the Guyana under-19 team. So, you know, that's a good matchup there. And we'll see if what is going to happen. But Wong did very well last year.
Played for Arima last year, wasn't he?
Arima last year. And he was one of the standout players for Arima, leading Arima to win the championships.
Yeah, so Wong
different venue this time.
Yeah, last time it was at the Eastern Regional Complex in Tacarigua. Now we're here at this particular venue, which has hosted this sport before, I'm sure.
Yeah. So last time, you know, so it's very warm over there. Here now it's air conditioned. It's a lovely venue.
Yeah, it helps all of us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. So Amir Mohammed has rushed a 5-0 lead, which is very good in the first game.
Back here it is Douglas to serve. And he's already started with a point. Back on table 1. Just to remind you, this is QPCC versus Smalta Crusaders. Anthony Brown in the front side, and it's up against Deron Douglas.
Yes. So, 2-0 lead, 0-2, Anthony Brown serving. Again, he tries to go with the long service, which is the tactic he used in the first game. The long service. But Deron turned and picked it up very fluently. Low with a lot of spin. Brown couldn't negotiate it, and it's 0-3. He's going to have to change that tactic. He put it a little bit more to the backhand.
Brown finally on the board.
Deron into the net, and it's 3-1. Deron with the hammer. No, he changed from the hammer to the pendulum. So that was good going. It's 4-1. Pendulum again. Big drive from Deron Douglas, and it's 5-1.
They played each other so many times, so he has a feel for the tactics that Brown will be coming with.
Well,
So there's a sense of anticipation also.
I don't think they have met very often. Those
But he
two.
has seen him, I mean, over the
Yeah, he
years.
has seen him
Obviously,
over the years.
as a table tennis fan, he knows about Anthony Sandfly Brown, so he would have figured out some of these tactics. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more shortly. Okay, welcome back, and it is QPCC versus the Smalta Crusaders, and Anthony Sandfly Brown in the front. He will be up against. He's up against Darren Davis. Douglas. Douglas is ahead by 2-1.
Yes, and now in this the fourth game, it's 2-5. Wrong serves. Again, Darren turns, picks it up very well. Wrong tries to send it wide onto the forehand and goes off the side of the table. And it's 6-2 to Darren. Darren is serving again. That's a very good serve. He didn't just put the spin, he put the speed also. And Brown wasn't able to negotiate it. It's 7-2. This time he puts the spin. And it's into the net. It's 2-8. Very good tactical play there. And he was right there ready for the pickup. For the backhand pickup. He's canting the victory now. It's 2-9.
Just a couple points away, actually, at the moment, after Brown took the first game.
Net ball.
Brown in serious trouble here now. He has to find a way back, but he's a long way from home. And even further, match point now. Just a point away now, the youngster Darren Douglas. And that has hit the net, and that's out, and there is the game. And Brown has gone down in the first game here, and Douglas has come back from a game down to win in 3-1 here, and 11-2. Very impressive in this last game. But the tactical adjustment we were referencing, that easily is the most impressive part about his game.
Yeah, it was crucial. I think he would have gotten a word from his coach. And he adjusted well. What I'm interested in now is the game on table 2.
Just a word on the coach, however, the coach for the Queen's Park team.
Yes, Aaron Edwards.
Edwards certainly.
He has been doing some very good work with Queen's Park. And they have, although they are without their top player, Shoma Britton, who is a Guyanese player, who was studying in Trinidad, but he has gone to China to train and preparation for some championships that where he will be representing Guyana.
Joshua Maxwell warming up on the other side, and here's Wong.
So
it's Amir Mohammed Wong on this side of the table.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm seeing a 4-3 lead, which is quite good. Quite good to see Amir Mohammed playing so well against Wong. It's 4-all. But it's going to be an interesting game here now, where we're going to see the young Tigers under 15, under 19, and women national champion.
Yeah, she certainly grabbed
for
the headlines last week.
2023. Yes.
We'll come across as they're doing their warm-up at the moment. Right now, it's Mohammed versus Wong. And Wong starting to look a little bit frustrated, but he's ahead 6-5 at the moment.
Right, and it's 6-all. So this will be a good victory for Amir if he could get past young Wong. Because they're both under 19 players. They both, one representing Trinidad, one representing Guyana. But in this match, it's legends against power gen.
Amir Mohammed representing legends, and power gen.
No.
No, it's the other way around, correction.
Yeah,
Wong,
you had it the wrong way around.
Wong representing. I had it the wrong way around. Let me not say that incorrectly.
So it's 7-all across there. Amir Mohammed. Give up the attack. But let's come back to table 1 and look at Chloe Fraser and see how she adjusts against, in this the third game.
So 1-all at early stages of this one. This young lady grabbing the headlines a couple of weeks ago. In fact, since 2022, there was a big headline: Little Chloe Fraser stuns him in Siparia.
Yeah. But she's going to have to deal with a lot of power from Joshua Maxwell. We'll see how she handles it.
Maxwell winning the men's title at the national championships last week. Fraser also winning her national title there. So this is a very interesting battle.
I think Joshua Maxwell is one of our more promising players. He was off the boil for a little bit, but he's back, and he has played some really remarkable games against people like Aaron Wilson, and he's one of the players for the future for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah,
Joshua Maxwell.
He beat Aaron Wilson in the semi-finals, and also the former national player Curtis Humphrey in the final. That's last week. But leading here 4-3, but maybe not looking in top gear at the moment.
Yeah. Well, this young lady is not an easy one, you know. So
certainly,
you got to be careful.
Very good year for her. Under
pretty
15
good.
silver Caribbean table tennis in April.
Well, she has been campaigning in France, where she studies. She has had a session in France, and we have seen a big improvement in her game.
Très magnifique.
Yes, most definitely.
That's the only French I know, by the way. But certainly we're seeing so many fine young players here. It really looks like Trinidad and Tobago table tennis is in fine hands.
Yes, I think what has happened, this Champions League gives the opportunity for a number of young players to participate, because we have about 20 players who are in the ranking list for Trinidad and Tobago playing in this league, and they are coming up against, players from Guyana and Barbados who are also participating in the championships.
That's an example of the power there from young Maxwell. Missing the edge of the table, though. What's interesting about this competition, which I'm sure our viewers would not have seen before, is that men play against women in this competition, which is always a very interesting one.
Yes, it is. Most definitely is. But that gives the women the opportunity to, to improve, because when they go out there, they are playing against women who are of a very high standard.
Yep.
So they need this type of competition.
We do see it in other countries also. In fact, Cheng Meng would have played against Ma Long in one of those Chinese competitions in China, of course. Ma Long, the legend, absolute legend of the sport.
Yes. Now we have Fan Zhendong.
Yeah, #1 player who Ma would have beaten in the Olympic final. And Ma, the only man in history of the Olympics to win 2 consecutive gold medals.
It's most definitely a legend of the game.
Some might even say the greatest player ever, the dictator, the dragon as they call him.
You got that right.
Well, our young dragon here.
So I'm looking, now he has a match point and he's...
And there it is. Well, that's game point, 11-8 to Maxwell. And so far, so good for him. And but Fraser's done well.
There, yeah. But I'm looking at the game now between Amir Mohammed and Young Wong. And
well, we'll come to that in a moment. Just take a short break and we'll be back with more action here, the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League. Back here for game 2, QPCC leading 2-0 so far, and they're looking to wrap up a win against Malta Crusaders, correction. Joshua Maxwell winning the first game 11-8, and here he is against the young dragon, Chloe Fraser here. And Fraser has to win this because she has to keep her team in check here. The Crusaders could go down in this if she loses this match.
Yeah, they can go down 3-0. That will be the end of the game. So on table 2, it's 10-all, eh? With legends. So let's watch our Joshua Maxwell again. What is he going to do? Good service. Try to push long. Went off the table. Trying to play a control game. It's 2-all. Chloe, a normal backhand serve.
This is the first of the Battle of the Sexes match here. And I'm sure the ladies watching would be firmly rooting for Chloe Fraser.
Yeah, but Joshua Maxwell has a very powerful shot. Very spinny also. So Chloe will have a little difficulty in negotiating that. 4-2. Very spinny.
Yeah, mixes up his speed, and he's quite deceptive with that little flick out down the line.
That's right.
He just looks as he's going to poke it back, and then suddenly he just flicks the wrist on it.
No.
A race down to a 6-4 lead here. Maxwell looking good for a 2-0 lead, and Fraser looks very calm. She might be churning on the inside, but she has to get her emotions together here.
See, her game is not tailor-made to do well against a player like Maxwell, because she wants to get a little push in before she can start her attack. And she wants to play off of your attack with her blocks. But Maxwell is so powerful that is very, very difficult to do.
And then anticipating that she wants to do that, he's getting into his attacks early.
Yeah. The attacks are a whole lot more powerful, so she's not able to negotiate it. But it's a good learning experience for her.
National champion moving towards a 2-0 lead at the moment, just a point away from bringing up his first game point in the second game, and there it is. So just a point away now. Well, actually, correction, point there to Fraser.
That was more into her line, where Maxwell didn't go full throttle. No, that's more into Maxwell line, where he went full throttle this time, and she wasn't able to negotiate it.
Yeah, that's a fine drive there by Maxwell.
10-5, it's match point to go 2-0 up.
And Maxwell closes it out, 11-5 here. And he's just one game away now from QPCC wrapping up this tie.
Yeah, it looks a fait accompli that will happen. But, you know, it's a young lady with a lot of tenacity. So let's see if she's going to able to pull something out. However, the type of game that she has, her game has to do with a push, a strong push. No. Yeah, her game has to have a strong push. So we see Brown talking now to Chloe, and he's probably trying to get her to do some driving.
Yeah, just out of your picture there, Anthony Sandfly Brown he's of course coaching, he's playing and coaching duties here today for the Crusaders, a long time part of the Crusaders setup. And Brown across there, and certainly it would be very, very difficult for Fraser to topple the likes of the powerful Joshua Maxwell, but in terms of what you know that she can do, she has acquitted herself fairly well here.
Yes, she has. She has. And she continues to show that, you know, that tenacity and that skill. So now that's something new that she tried to do. Instead of pushing the ball, she's trying to pick up the ball. She's back to the push. And then the heavy spin. Very difficult to negotiate for her. So we see Young, nice and slow. Very well played by Joshua Maxwell, as the heavy spin from Chloe, he just rolled it back.
Fraser attracting.
And the game always has to do with pace.
Certainly does.
So what you find is that Joshua is not playing at the pace that that Chloe will like, because he's either very slow or very quick. See, very slow. So he plays either very slow or very quick. No in between.
Yeah, that's what's throwing her off, is she's not getting a chance to really get her timing in.
Yeah. Well, it looks as if Wong has gone past on table 2. He has gone past Young Mohammed.
Yeah, the Legends taking a 2-1 lead there, and it looks like the Legends are just a game away now from wrapping up their tie against Power Gen.
I think they have, you know. That's 3-1.
That's 3-1.
Yeah. I think they have.
So there it is. Congratulations to young Colin Wong winning, and that's the end of that tie. So Power Gen defeating Legends in that one. And here, Nice point there for Fraser, who's ahead 5-3. Couple of good returns in there, Stanley.
Yes, very good. She has made a good adjustment in this the third game. But Joshua has not gone out full throttle. And what happens is that all of a sudden you could find that you're behind and you're under pressure. So it's 6-4. Chloe again. So he's keeping his pushes slow and then speeds it up.
And then eventually
slow,
just finishing it off down the line.
Yeah. So Chloe again, she leads 6-5 and she has to believe that she's going to win this one. Nice and slow. Pass push. And again, very good pickup. Strong wrists from Joshua Maxwell.
Well, all the way through this game, he's found the shots to make the difference. And another one there at the towel break. And
So
Fraser, for the first time, is starting to see a little bit of a grimace on her face.
And it's 6-all. Joshua Maxwell. Nice quick service and quick playback. And it's 7-6. It hit the top of the net there, so she was a bit disconcerted there.
Well, I think her mom is here with her. She's just looking across to her every now and again. Just like, what am I doing wrong?
She is staying with him. She's staying with him. She's not going to let him go. And that is very good.
Maxwell potentially 4 points away from wrapping up the tie. But he's going to have to work for it. Wow, what a return.
He's going to have to. You have to be careful. You don't want someone like Chloe Fraser to be on your heels. You got to make sure you get a little lead and be ahead of her.
Yep.
So the heavy drive comes in again and it's 8-all. And that's why they call him Packer. Joshua Packer Maxwell. Let's see what he does.
He does pack a lot of power, doesn't he?
Pack a lot of power.
Well, and
They
when you
put the
think
power
about
then,
when you think about QPCC being more of a cricket club, at least the dominant cricket club, Packer does come into mind when you think about cricket, doesn't it?
yes. Good spin. Good spin. So he's very spinny, he's very quick, and he plays the ball slow when he has to. But it's 9-all and it's anybody's game. Yeah. So Chloe Fraser now. Nice and short.
Oh, Maxwell brings up game point and match point here.
Turned very quickly. I mean, that was a very good shot. Despite the speed of Chloe's push, Joshua Maxwell was able to turn and make a big drive. It's 9-10.
And there it is. That is victory for Maxwell. 11-9 in the third game. And he has wrapped up this tie also. Queen's Park have run out 3-0 winners against Smalta Crusaders. Dominant victory for Queen's Park, but some good performances from Nkosi Rose, Anthony Brown, and Chloe Fraser in there for the Crusaders.
Yes, but only one game won there because Anthony Sandfly Brown got one game, lost one game to 3.
So that's how the first round has ended here. QPCC defeating Smalta Crusaders 3-0 and Legends going past PowerGen 3-0 in a similar margin. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more of the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023. Welcome back to action here in the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League. It's round 2, and you're watching the match between Wassa and Carenage Blasters. Wassa represented here by the lefty, Alaric Humphreys, the youngest of the 4 Humphreys brothers, and Carenage Blasters, Luke O'Young, on the far side of the net. And so far it is the Blasters ahead 2-1. Blasters featuring number 1 player in the young Aaron Wilson. He is going to be coming up later on. Welcome back to Stanley Hunt, who's here beside me.
Okay, so we see Luke O'Young, and Luke O'Young now is the number 4 ranked player in Trinidad and Tobago. He has had some good results recently. Very good player, good young player. Actually, he's a medical student now. He had stopped off when his mother passed, and now he's back onto the table after a year or so, and he's moved right up to number 4. And he now leads 4-1 against Alaric Humphreys. But he's going to have his work cut out with Alaric Humphreys, because Alaric Humphreys is a former national player. He's a lefty, and he's a very difficult player to play against. Very good services, a powerful shot. And then he plays with an anti-spin rubber, a short pimple on his backhand. Long pimple, I believe it is. So, this is going to be an interesting game. Luke O'Young is going to have his work cut out. And Alaric Humphreys is going to try to win this game to get Crusaders, to get Wassa in with a chance.
Wassa defeating Guaracara 3-0 in their last game, and Blasters winning their game 3-0 against Just Win. So both of them coming in with victories here.
Victories.
One of them will go out with their first defeat.
So Luke O'Young has taken a slight lead. 4-6. Alaric is going to serve the lefty. Good spinny service. Good pickup by O'Young. The exchange, Alaric able to get that crash in, and it's 5-6. Alaric, good spinny service again, big drive. Luke not able to negotiate it, and it's 6-1.
Yes, even Stephen here at the second towel break, and the Carenage Blasters coached, of course, Dennis LaRose, very much the mover and shaker behind the scenes.
So it's 6-all. Good short service, a dig by Alaric. Then he goes to the big drive into the net, and it's 7-6. Sends it a bit long. Alaric trying to seize control, but unable to do that. Good spinny service. Very, very difficult to pick up. It's short. A lot of spin in it. But he has to pick it up. He has to try to pick it up. That one went longer, under the arm, and it's 8-all.
A lot of underspin on that. He played all over that one.
Yeah, sure did. Service changes now. So he's going to make some services of his own. Gets the first one, it's 9-8.
And you can tell that Luke O'Young is a very big fan of Ma Long, even saying Cholet, which Ma, as you know, he does say after. And even the way he starts off his points, that pre-shot routine is very similar to Ma Long.
Well, it's 8-10, so Alaric is going to serve.
Game point here for O'Young.
Yes, it is. But it's far from over. But it's all over.
And there it is. So 8-11, Alaric Humphreys has gone down here after a promising start. And O'Young taking first blood here and gets congratulations just off your outside of your picture from Dennis LaRose. There's Alaric Humphreys getting some advice from his older brother, Curtis, who is third, I understand, in the 4 Humphreys brothers. 3 or 4 of them involved in the competition today.
Well, Edwin actually is the eldest.
Yes.
Followed by Curtis and then Alaric.
Well, in fact, the other brother, the fourth one, I was told he's the second oldest.
Oh, Davian.
But, yeah, Davian, that's right. Yeah. Curtis says he's third in the line, and Alaric is the spoilt child, to use his words. But certainly you need some pampering here at the moment here, because this is where you really have to, you've lost a game, and you need some words of advice. In the meantime, action going on in the table across there. And remember, just to remind you, the 4 matches on at this time: QPCC versus Powergen, Justwin versus Guaracara. That's the contest going on in the other side. Alaric to start off with the serve here.
So Alaric gets the drive in very early as he won the first point against Lukoyan.
Huge bit of celebration from him there. He's trying to get himself going here.
Luke did very well with that point. Very well to pick up the ball.
And he also used the Chole celebration as put across by Ma Long, and some of the other Chinese players, in fact, use it.
2 good pushes, and it's 1-2. And he got back the 2 points that Alaric won when he served. And it's 2-all. So Alaric again. When they use this very spinny service from the backhand corner. Lovely drive to follow it up. It's a lefty with a big drive. Good services. And it's 3-2. Alaric again. Oh, that's what a good service.
Yeah.
Because he got that ball to actually almost roll on the table. That's 2-4. Now Luke has been playing some good games recently against, I remember him in the national championships beating Naz Asgarali. He's not negotiating that look from Alaric, but he's getting his points also when he is serving. So we can watch at Alaric's service here now. Again, it looks as if it's bouncy, but it is not quite coming. And it's 6-3. That's a very good block. And a good backhand roll. Alaric didn't get into a good position to make the drive and went off the edge of the table. And it's 4-6. So Luke is going to serve and try to get these 2 points. That's 1. Alaric admonishes himself. Luke serves again, the hammer serve. Followed by a good backhand roll, and it's 6-all.
Yep, at the second towel break, yeah, they've tied it up here between these two. Both of them, their towels in the same position at the moment.
Yeah.
Very important part of the game, just to gather yourself mentally and pull yourself back in. Critical phase of the game now. We could see the winner decided in the next couple. Winner of this game decided in the next couple of points.
That's right. Another good service by Alaric. Luke tried to get the block in, but Alaric is very powerful, and he didn't get the blocking. Well, so Alaric goes 7-6.
And he had a little stare at his opponent there, just to assert his dominance after that point.
Right. This time Luke picks it up and gets in the attack, and he takes it 7-all. So now he needs to get these 2 points, these 2 services, while he has the advantage. That was a pretty ordinary looking service. Fortunately, it went into the net. So what is he doing now? A lot of backspin there. Alaric looks at him, waiting, gets ready. Good backspin again. Alaric gets in the first shot as Luke was trying to be cagey. Didn't quite work out for him this time.
Well, Dennis LaRose, his coach, is just telling him to calm down. He's sensing that maybe he's just getting a bit impatient here.
a net ball.
Yeah, he's just giving him the hands down. Just calm down, just be patient.
Once again, he got in that big drive, and it's 8-all.
And Alaric looking across
The
to Curtis
players are-
Humphreys. But
Players
Curtis
are
just
using the pendulum, short pendulum serves. But this is a heavy side spin serve from Alaric, using a lot of wrists. And once again, Luko Young is getting a lot of difficulty with that service. I know the service. It's a very difficult one. Because you are playing the service and trying to avoid that heavy loop that comes after it.
well, it's not just the side spin, it's also a little bit of underspin. So you're not sure how much of one of there is of one and the other when you're trying to negotiate it.
You're not sure if it's going to come off the table or if it's going to...
It's going to pop at you or what.
or it's going to just die on you.
And most of the times it tends to die on him, and that's where, and one or two times that's why he's pushed it long.
Yeah. So it's 9-all. Luke has a chance to finish the game with 2 good points here. A good service, a good hammer service. He wasn't able to pick it up.
Game point here for Oyoung.
10-9, can do more of the same. This time he sends it long.
And there it
gets
is.
the attack in and wins 11-9.
So that he is
a
up.
very good victory from Luke Oyoung against former national player Alaric Humphreys.
Well, he's up 2-0 at the moment, and he's won the first 11-8 and the second 11-9. So there have been 2 fairly tight games so far. But as you can see there's the corner of the Carenage Blasters. There's Dennis LaRose there in the wheelchair. Previously, we've seen Dennis with the crutches. He's now gone to the wheelchair. Is he not using the crutches anymore? I don't think I've seen him in the wheelchair previously, but he's also a pretty capable player during his time. I've seen him play actually. He's a bit of a marvel in the way that he played with the crutches. Dennis LaRose, there he is in the blue, just having a talk with Luke Oyoung, and you can see the intense way that Oyoung is looking at him in terms of the Carenage Blasters coach. And if I'm not mistaken, Dennis was the founder of that particular club. One of the founders, yeah.
One of the founders. Carenage Blasters is really originally someone called Joe Monsanto. And then, Dennis came into the setup, and but he is truly the person in charge of Carenage Blasters now.
Game 3 here. Young looking to close it out 3-0 against Alaric Humphreys, and he's up a point already. Apologizes to his opponent.
Yeah. Good sportsmanship, because when you get a point like that, you need always to apologize, because it was a lucky point. Luke is serving well. He just was a little casual in that shot, and it's 1-all. Alaric with his strong services again. Now that he's getting back into the game, we are once again seeing his power.
Always difficult playing against a lefty, no matter what sport it is.
Certainly is.
There's a wonderful book in tennis. Another apology there from Oyoung, that one taking the net. It's a wonderful book in tennis, or lawn tennis as it used to be called Sinister Tennis, named after, of course, how to play against left-handers.
Okay. Well, Luke Oyoung has taken a 3-2 lead, and he leads 2-0. Alaric Humphreys was out of tennis. A father now, 2 young kids. Wasn't playing a lot of tennis, but he has come back specifically for these championships. I don't know how fit he is, but he has his work cut out against Luke Oyoung.
Yeah, well,
Alaric has been playing quite well recently, and he was not on the ranking list for a little while since he stopped playing. He has moved up to number 14 on the ranking list now, and he's a former national player, so he's not an easy player. But Luke is holding his own. Once again, a good service. Once again, Luke did not get into a proper position to play against that service. look again. So, Alaric has once more tied it up. It's 4-all. So it's turning out to be very much a service game. Luke, when he is serving, is getting the points. Alaric, when he's serving, he's getting the points. So, and it goes true to form.
First scream in anguish there from Humphreys.
He ties it up 5-all. So, Alaric has a chance now to try to get 2 points here and go 7-5 up and put some pressure on Lukoyong. Can he do it?
Critical 2 points you feel coming up. Ouyang very, very strong in that exchange.
Yes, very strong. He really played a very strong point. Played very well there. And it's 5-6.
Oh, it was there for him.
Very, very controlled tennis by Lukoyong.
And it's Ouyang who emerges with the 2 points. So now he has a chance to build on that lead here.
Yes. Because what happened there is that he was able to just float the ball back, not put very much into it. No spin for Alaric to work with. And Alaric now has countered in a lovely way to get that point, and it's 7-6.
Well, that 4-point phase has gone against the trend because here we have reversals in the serve. It's gone a long serve mostly in this game, but this time around, both players losing their 2 points on serve.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. So will the trend change?
Well, Alaric will certainly be hoping that happens.
7-all.
2 points for him will take him very, very close to his first game.
Very strong attack once again from Alaric.
Has to get something going here. 8-all, potentially just 3 points away from being on the losing side here, Alaric Humphreys.
It's a good push. A good push and then played away from him. The Wassa bench claps.
Just too long. And that has brought it back here. It's 9-all at the moment. Wow, this one's getting even closer at the moment.
Closer and closer. Alaric is not going to go down without a fight.
Well, he has to get the next 2 points here because he's lost the first 2 games, 11-8, 11-9. That's where he's been stopped. He hasn't gotten past 9 so far.
With his serving, he has a very good chance of pulling this game off. And he does it with the first service because he sent that service a bit wider away from him. And he really wasn't in a good position to try to make that top spin.
Yeah.
So is he going to try to fool him again?
Game point here.
He went wide again.
And there it is.
And he did it.
Brings it back. And Alaric Humphreys has won game 3, 11-9. So 8-11, 9-11, 11-9 so far. And he's trying to get this one. He has to win the next one to force a 5-setter. More after this. So welcome back to action here. ICWI Table Tennis Champions League, 3rd edition of this tournament, which was started back in 2021. One of the bright spots out of COVID-19, you have to say. It was started, during that first season, actually, there was a bit of a break in between as table tennis, like all of the sports, were trying to adjust life during that COVID-19 period. And eventually, Queen's Park emerged as the winners of the first edition of the tournament, and Arima winning the tournament last year. Wassa trying to get their first title here. And game 4 about to start, and Alaric Humphreys will serve first against Luca Young of Carenage Blasters.
Good serve. Good serve, good play back. And then Alaric exploded with a shot to take a 1-0 lead.
His brother Curtis Humphreys got on his feet to applaud him.
And then he throws it away as he served that one into the net. So it's 1-1. Lukoya, good back spin. Alaric is on the move, hunting these points down. It's 1-2. Good backhand pick up. And it's 2-all as Alaric tried to drive against that backhand pickup. 2 games all. You gotta get over the table to play those balls. He did. He did. And it's 3-2. 2-3. Alaric still serving.
Humphreys has to win this game to force a 5-setter. A fifth game.
And Luke is not going to allow that so easily.
Yeah, Young
And
wants
it's
to finish it
4-2.
off in 4.
Yes. Very good service. Good pickup. Some good exchanges. Forehand to backhand. Alaric tried to vary it and not go so deep into the backhand again, but to go by the elbow. Went off the table and it's 5-2. So Luko Young again. Varying between the hammer.
Oh,
Didn't negotiate that service. He's thinking about it.
well, he's taken the
Sometimes-
time out from what we've seen there. So
Yeah.
Alaric Humphreys speaking to Curtis Humphreys. Here's the other match on at this time. There are 4, just to remind you, going on at this time. ATT Arima against Smalta Crusaders. Wassa Blasters we're looking at the moment, and QPCC versus PowerGen. And there's also, Jeswin versus Guaracara Table Tennis Club. That's the one that's going on at the moment.
I think both those teams will want to win this match because they won't have any other easier matches.
Yeah, 2 of the lower seeded teams. So this is very much their final, so to speak, in many ways, without sounding disrespectful.
Yeah, because they're both coming off of losses. So they need to try to get on the scorecard. So it's 2-6. Let's see if the timeout would have helped Alaric. Send it to serve a bit longer. Luke didn't realize the length of the serve. Tried to pick it up. And picked it up straight off the table. And it's 3-6. Luke is crouched, waiting. Comes in with a good push. A very technical type of play there.
Just in case you were wondering, the timeouts were introduced in table tennis in 1997.
And 7-3.
Very important part of the game, just to gather your thoughts, get
Yes,
some words
sir.
from your coach.
Yes, so just to know that you have just one timeout in the game.
Yes.
And if you make use of that timeout, at the wrong time, then it comes back to haunt you.
Well, certainly I felt it was the right time. It was now or never, because
Yeah.
he was trailing 6-2 at the time. Now,
It's 4-8, so the status quo has been maintained.
and it has been improved here by the Blasters player, Luca Young, who's now potentially just 2 points away from victory here.
Alaric serves. And it's into the net, so looks like Luko Young is going to coast home in this 4th game.
Yeah, it's match point here for him now. And there it is, winning the 4th game, 11-4. And that is Luke Young wrapping up victory by 3-1 here over Alaric Humphreys.
Well done, Luko Young. he has been playing very well, and he's not very far away from being on a Trinidad team.
It's going to be Curtis Humphreys to play next year for the Wassa team. Going down 1-0 to Carenage Blasters already. And just to mention, Just Win versus the Guaracara Table Tennis Club, GTTC as they're called. Just Win, a team that several players from different clubs are coming together to make up this team. One of the 9 teams playing this competition. And $30,000 in cash prizes, I read somewhere along, available for coming out from this tournament here.
That's enough of a reason to get back in.
Yes, it certainly is. And so these two players trying to wrap things up. This game is at one game apiece.
This is going to be a very good game because, I mean, Curtis Humphreys for a very long time held the #1 position. He was the #1 ranked player for a number of years in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, Aaron Wilson has always been potentially, you know, the best player in Trinidad. But he has not always fulfilled that promise. So let's see what he's going to do today.
Well, I remember Aaron Wilson from a very young age. I did a story about him in my other incarnation as a sports reporter. When he was maybe about 8 or so, he was very, very young at the time. He certainly isn't 8 anymore. In the meantime, Just Win and Guaracara Table Tennis Club still battling it off here. This game very close. 1 game apiece and 8-all in the 3rd game. Obviously, well, the game between Humphreys and young Wilson will be certainly a very good one. Both of these players are falling to Joshua Maxwell in the national championships last week. So you feel that there's a bit of a point to prove on both their agendas in this tournament.
Most certainly is. So, Curtis is beginning to serve. Love all. Good hammer serve. Aaron, known for his very good backhand, picks it up from the backhand corner and everything goes very smoothly in the first point for him. Good service from Aaron, from Curtis. But Aaron somehow gets it to the edge of the table.
First time he's serving now with a 2-0 lead.
Curtis tried to put it wide of him. Doesn't succeed, and he runs into a 3-0 lead. And, you know, gratis, he gives it back to him by serving off. And now it's 1-3. A good pendulum serve. Once again, hits the top of the net and rolls over.
Well, the previous one flew clean off. This one just died.
You just can't believe his bad luck. Trademark power drive from Curtis Humphreys. Aaron could negotiate it, tried to block it with his backhand. And point to Curtis. It's 4-2. Good service. Very good pickup from Curtis. He pounced on that. Seemed to be longer than he should have served, and it's 4-3. Much shorter this time. Into the net, 3-5. Curtis is now the vice president of the Table Tennis Association, so it's always very difficult to do administrative work and to play.
He was doing a lot of work earlier, setting things up, and then had to go and do his warm-up, play his first game, and he's also coaching. So on top of that,
it's very, very difficult. Very, very many hats at the same time.
Right now,
that wasn't a very good shot from Aaron.
well, right now he's bareheaded, so he just wants to focus on his game. At the moment, trailing 6-5 to Aaron Wilson.
Good pickup. Legs not working as well as they should. Didn't get back quickly enough. So it's 5-7. Curtis is going to serve to Aaron. Good service, good and short, and really strong push back by Aaron. Not expected by Curtis, and it's 5-8. Curtis serves. Pendulum serve. So he changed it to the hammer.
Well, you can tell there's a great amount of respect between these two players. They exchange a few smiles every now and again, as if to compliment each other on their shots.
Yes. Nice and short. So Iran has rushed into a 3-point lead, and it's 9-6.
Game point here for Wilson as he picks up his 10th point, and that's 4 game points that he has. Well, Curtis is not going to let him have it easily. As you mentioned, that trademark drive in there. And again, picking up another point. So 2 game points erased here by Humphreys. Is there a comeback in the offing here, or will Wilson shut the door on him?
Now Aaron is going to serve, so it's going to be a different kettle of fish.
And there it is. That is the first game to Wilson. He's taken it 8-11 here. 11-8, correction. And that is a one game in the bag here for Aaron Wilson. Best of 5 here against Curtis Humphreys. And Luca Young, just to remind you, defeating Alaric Humphreys 3-1 in the earlier game. Was already in front, behind here, 0-1 to Carenage Blasters. Well, now we go the other way. So it's Curtis who's now getting his.
On table 2,
well, we're still on. Well, actually, Curtis is getting his views now, and this one is at 2-1 at the moment.
Yes, Issa Mohammed is really a very good player. He's very crafty. He understands the game well. He does the variations. And he's playing a player too who is pretty knowledgeable. He's not a bad player. He used to play at the time when Redhead was a top player.
He saw with the red headband on the far side. There he is. You can just see him on the other side there, the righty. Well, back here on the first table, Aaron Wilson on the near side of your picture. And he is playing against Curtis Humphreys. Took the first game 11-8. And just trying to get his ball toss right. All settling to the new environment here.
Yes, this will be the first time that these players are playing at this venue. So it's, you know.
And Curtis did talk about that before the game. He was saying, you know, it's still an adjustment process for his team. And he did say, well, yes, we have won our first game 3-0, but this is going to be a much tougher test, he admitted, against the Carenage Blasters. And so far it has proven to be a very difficult one.
Yes, it has, sir. Aaron serves very well. It's one of his strengths is his services. He really varies his services, and he follows it up with a good forehand, but an even better backhand. It's 4-1. Good tight services. Not much you can do out it. And then he has a very good follow-up, very good loop. Look, Curtis is struggling. 1-5.
Well, he got the first return, but not the second.
Lovely exchanges, but then a big drive by Aaron Wilson.
Well, it was there for the taking, wasn't it, there for Wilson, just missing.
It was.
Not enough of the overspin
And
on
he's
that
normally very clinical with his backhand. Uses a reverse service. It's a very good service. Curtis didn't negotiate it. It's 2-7. 7-2. He run again. Another reverse short. A good aggressive push by Curtis. Iran goes off the table, tries to lob it back.
Well, he was actually about
Doesn't
2 feet
succeed.
under the table when he played that shot.
Let ball.
Just tells you about the strength of his quads and the core strength for him.
Good pick up with the first ball, but then his hand went under the table instead of staying over.
Yeah, a little indifferent period here for Wilson, just dropping a couple of points. But he comes right back.
Yeah, he rolls back. So it's 8-4.
8-4 at the towel break. And Humphreys decides not to take any. He's just rooted there, the spot.
Didn't get that drive in there. It's 4-9, 9-4. Aaron Wilson has taken a 6-point lead and it's match point already.
Yeah, game point here, 10-4, and potentially to go up 2-0 here in this tie with Curtis Humphreys. 5 game points still to go here for Humphreys.
Yeah.
To wipe out, that is.
It's a tall order.
Oh, and he's picked up another one. Yeah, it is a tall order. It's up there with turning water into wine and stuff like that, but stranger things have happened in table tennis.
Most definitely. But now Aaron is going to serve, and quite likely the game will finish around now.
And there it is. A fine bit of play. Humphreys couldn't handle that one. And there is the second game to Aaron Wilson. 11-6, more dominant this time round. And 2-0 ahead here in this tie.
That's right. While on the other table, we see in Issa Mohammed, he has a slight lead. A 7-6 lead.
And leading 2 games to 1 at the moment.
Yes. So it's 7-all, Issa Mohammed and Marlon Kendall. As Issa Mohammed leads 2-1. It's a good service. He was able to get a lot of backspin into that ball. And Kendall didn't read it, tried to pick it up with his backhand. That was it. He leads 8-7. Gonna serve again. With more of the same. But Kendall skips around very, very quickly. And, puts a very good drive. And it's 8-all there.
Well, here's the start of the third match here. Wilson leading 2-0, 11-8, 11-6. So a big mountain here to climb for Curtis Humphreys.
It certainly is.
Ooh, that one took an odd spin there.
And that's not the way you're going to climb that mountain. That's going under the mountain. So it's 3-0.
And again,
it's prophetic.
A lot of underspin on that, and Humphreys just playing all over that one.
Mm-hmm. Very high toss again. Getting into rhythm, Aaron. As we see 1 loop, 2 loops. Really spinny. Curtis behind now, 0-4. Nice and short. Some good short play. Curtis admonishes himself.
Hit the ball, he
says. Not having gone for the shot.
Yeah, he was a bit conservative there with that. And just having his internal monologue is spilling over into the external at the moment. Oh, the brilliant return there.
So there's Curtis really playing well in spurts, but not, consistently being there in the game. 6-1, a nice high toss again. Really quick, tricky service.
But it's also about how well he's being allowed to play by his opponent, who has been brilliant here, Wilson.
Yeah, he has been. Most definitely.
Oh, that one just missed that one completely. Little smile on his face.
Curtis has been known as to be one of the better lovers in Trinidad and Tobago. That didn't work.
Not quite. So a couple of indifferent points there for the youngster Wilson. Still ahead 7-3 though. Comfortably ahead.
Yes, he is. Really tricky with his services. Instead of going with on the spin, he did a bit of top spin and then was able to follow with a big drive. So it's 8-3. Again, with the top spin rushing into Curtis. No time, and it's 3-9.
Well, he's trying to take the time away from Wilson here by going early with his big shots, but it's not working out for him at the moment. That's a good serve.
5-2. 2 points that there was no need to be that aggressive. 5-9.
And Wilson a point away from the match here. 10-5, 5 match points for him. Carenage Blasters on their way, it seems, to go up 2-0 here in the tie.
Nice and short. Good backhand. Curtis is going to do some lobbing.
And there it is, victory here for the Carenage Blasters and for Aaron Wilson, who's run out winner in the third game, 11-5. He's taken the tie 11-8, 11-6, 11-5 against the former national champion, two-time champion Curtis Humphreys, and Aaron Wilson has confirmed a 2-0 lead here for the Carenage Blasters. Very good performance from Wilson. He looks he's going to be trouble in this tournament.
Yes, and on table 2, it's 2-all. You know, as Marlon Kendall has pulled back that game against Issa Mohammed.
Yeah, that one was going pell-mell 8-all, and Kendall doing enough at the end to take that one. Well, he's now down 2-0 at the moment. So Kendall will be serving at the moment, and he is down 1-2 in the fifth and the final set, the decider here. I don't think we've had a game go to 5 games so far. This could very well be the first in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's been very one-sided so far. Queen's Park, in addition to the Legends, as well as Wassa, and also the other team involved in the competition, they all went out to 3-0 victories. Well, 3-1, 3-0 victories in their ties so far.
All right, and now we're going to see Reza Burke. We know Reza, originally a Hawks player, but he's playing for he's the guest player for Carenage Blasters this time, and he's going to try to close it off. He's going to try to close it off against Mark Lefi, who is a very promising young player. He's just about 19 or 20 years, just about 20 years old. I think he's over 19 now. But he has a good styling, a good game, and looks very well. But Reza Burke is a 5-time national champion. So, you know, even though he has not been playing as much as he used to play, he's always a force to be reckoned with.
Right now, it is Mohammed leading 4-1 in the decider at the moment. Make that 5-1, so a bit of a lead here for him. Just to remind you, 9 teams involved in the competition. Group A Carenage Blasters, Jeswin, Wassa, and Guaracara. And you're watching Guaracara versus Jeswin at the moment. Group 2, QPCC, Legends, PowerGen, Smalter, Crusaders, and Arima involved in that group. And so they will have the extra round to play. Group 1, there will be just 3 rounds. And they're all jockeying for position, of course, when they go into the quarterfinal stage. Well, one team will, of course, drop out by that point. The 9th place team will drop off. And then it's down to the last 8. Is it first versus 8? Is that how it's seeded for?
I think that the top 3 teams, it's a one group of 5 and one group of 4. And the top 3 teams from each group will qualify. The teams that won the 2 various groups, they will have byes. And the other 4 teams are going to play to get into the semi-finals.
That's right.
So it's a nice little format. Players are getting a lot of game time.
And for the youngsters like these, certainly very good to see.
Yeah.
We also have a very, very interesting youngster playing here in the tournament. That is young
Mark Lefay. So we have young Mark Lefay playing for Wassa.
Burke taking the first point. He's ahead.
Jean-Marc Lefay.
Reza Burke, certainly a very well-known name here in Trinidad and Tobago table tennis. There he is. Against one of the young guns today.
Yeah, Reza Burke, since that time, Reza Burke went to China with a couple players. And after that, he came back with some really good services and a very good loop.
Apologies there from Lefay, as that one just taking a wicked net chord and defeating Burke, who was waiting for that one to come on to him.
Good hammer serve and beautiful forehand drive. So Lefay, we'll see what Lefay has in him. So far, so good. The initial exchanges, he has played quite well.
Well, not everybody goes to the towel at the towel break. Burke certainly not one of them, at least so far.
Good serve from Reza Burke, 4-3. And into the net now. So for all. Lefay. He's going to use the hammer serve. Good hammer. Good hammer serve followed by a good drive.
Lefay trying to bring Wassa back into this tie. They trail 2-0 so far. Burke trying to close it out.
Yeah, as long as Reza gets that forehand going. He has one of the best forehands in the business. I remember some of the games that he has played. The particular time he played against Dexter St. Louis, and you know, everybody thought it was the end, and he just exploded on St. Louis with some crashes, crashing his loop, driving everything, and that was the end of the game.
Yeah, that must have been a game to have seen.
Yes.
How long ago was that game?
That was in about 2016. In a team match, 2015-2016, a team match.
Dexter St. Louis, one of the iconic players for TNT, passing away back in May 2019.
Yes. So the score is 7-all. Reza gets that trademark drive in, and it's 8-7.
Just to finish off the story on St. Louis, qualified for the Olympics 1996 in Atlanta, and also played in 2008. You were at that one?
Yeah, I was a manager.
Yes.
I was a manager, coach at that game.
And still there's a fair amount of adjustment here in terms of the environment. One or two of the players have been looking up at the light to see when they throw the ball up, if that interferes with their serve. I've noticed a few of them.
The lighting is not as good as it could be. So some players will be struggling with the lighting.
Yeah, and then when you're throwing it up and you're looking at straight into the lights as the ball's coming down, that's always going to be a problem. Wilson, in particular in the last game, was having a very close eye on that.
Yeah.
Nice point by
Mark
Levi.
Levi is making very good use of the hammer serve because he's putting that hammer serve very strategically.
Game point for
Teresa.
him.
Yes.
Burke to serve. Burke's not going to let him get away.
That big Reza drive comes in again. He has to be able to hold back that push against Reza. Couldn't.
And, well, there it is. 10-all. We're up to deuce here now.
He had too much points and he couldn't pull it off there.
Great mental strength there by Burke. And, that was a net.
Fortunately, a net ball there because what he's doing, that ball is rushing into Burke's backhand. And we know that his backhand is a weaker point for his game. But
and again, there it is.
Again.
11-10.
Burke doesn't pick it up.
Game point.
It's game point, but Burke is serving. And he did exactly what.
And there it is. Game point there is
That's
converted by
Levi.
Levi.
By Jean-Marc Levi.
Levi takes it 12-10. Tight first game here. And if this is anything to judge by on the way this game is going to go, we're in for a real cracker here.
Yes. I think that's a very good win by Jean-Marc Levi. He's making good use of his services. He's using that service that is running into Reza's backhand. And Reza is unable to. His legs are not as quick as they used to be to get around on that and make that drive with the forehand. And also he's varying the services in that he could then send one way down onto the forehand and make Reza go back there. So Reza is going to have to adjust how he plays that ball on the backhand.
Well, Burke hasn't been around for a while. Absence of 5 years, I understand. Back in the fray, captured his 23rd national title right here at the Dr. Zhao Havlan Center of Excellence in Makoya. He's 47 now. He and Arun Rupnarain, they beat the favorites Yuvraj Dukram and the US-based player Darren Douglas for the men's doubles crown at the National Table Tennis Championship. And they completed a hat-trick of titles when they played last together in 2018.
Reza has a number of doubles titles also. Very good doubles player.
Yep, 23 in all. 23 titles overall, that is. Singles and doubles. Quite a formidable resume he has.
Yes, he does.
Burke actually made it to the quarterfinals at the National Racket Center 2 nights earlier.
Levi looks like if he's going to pull one back for them.
Well, Burke is going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, just backing away.
Even if he does pull one back, Aaron Wilson, I think, will be playing the next game as a marquee player.
Oh, wonderful return there down the line. Have some of that, youngster.
Good.
And again.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, defiant shots there.
Those are the trademark shots of Reza Burke. Very powerful drive. And he can go off the ball and chop.
And again, that motion that he's making with his hands you're seeing there, it's about the lighting. That's what he's saying. He's looking up straight into the lights. So this facility not exactly designed for table tennis, but it is the facility being used for this tournament. So it's all part of the adjustment process for these players. Adjusting to the environment. A lot cooler here though. So heat management is not a problem here at this venue. Burke, another one of those players who just has a little conversation with himself as he goes along. Whoa, he tried to go short there, but Burke was alive to it. Now this youngster, as a young fan, of course he would have been growing up hearing about Risa Burke, but playing against Risa Burke is a totally different thing. Quite an expressive player is Burke.
So 5 points to 6. Levi is going to serve. He's using the hammer server very effectively. This time Riza was able to take it up from the top of the bounce, but Levi was waiting with it on it with a drive. Levi has come back to 6-all.
Promising player, and as you can see, Levi, like so many of the top players, Fan Jiangdong, for instance, one very large, very huge quadriceps in those legs of his. A lot of core strength to go with it. Oh, brilliant. Down the line.
Very good block by Levi. He's having the game of his life here. Will he be able to pull it off and pull Wassa back?
Oh, yes, I apologize for that one.
Bit of luck there as it hit the top of the net. And it's 8-6. Levi is going to serve the pendulum again. Good pendulum. Risa blocks it with his... And it's the follow-up after the pendulum that is giving Risa some trouble.
Well, it's going to be a real feather in his cap here to topple one of the legends of the game.
Yes, it will be. Changes the service.
And again.
And then he goes with a powerful drive again. Again to Risa's backhand, which, has been his Achilles heel.
4 game points. 4 game points here for Levi. That's one of them erased there by Burke. Signature shot there into the corner. Sizzled past. And another one. Wow, he's unloading on these couple of points. Burke goes to the towel finally here. He hasn't broken a sweat so far. That's 3 in a row, and all down, just pushing that one into the, and they're calling for a timeout.
Curtis calls a timeout.
And this is a big, it's a good call here because that was potentially 2 games up, and just 3 points, all going to the backhand of Burke. I think but Burke was just very much alive to it, just using the pace, pushing it down the line, picking up 3 points. Well, 2 powerful forehands before that, but this third one. 3 consecutive points here. Burke, if he can pull it back from here, it would be a massive game changer.
Yes, it will be. Well, it's a good timeout from Curtis.
Vastly.
Because what is good about it is that he is serving, so he's gonna have to do something that will cause Riza a bit of trouble.
And that's what that ICWI sign is all about. Just a tangible reminder of who's to serve next. And scorer, Carlisle Cleveland gets us underway. Big point here. And there it is. 2 games up. Levi taking this one 11-9.
So he did it once again. He really made a lot of additional effort, action, and not too much spin. And I don't think Riza read it at all.
How often have you said that? That's it's not something you say often here. Yeah. But this youngster has something to really show. He potentially making a big name for himself here if he can topple Riza Burke, the Hawks player. And remember, Burke is actually in pretty good form. Title in the doubles, as we mentioned a couple days ago, last week in fact.
Yeah, Levi is showing very good mentality. It's very calm. He has a very good game plan, very good drives, good spin, and he's playing to his strength. and playing Reza Burke to his weakness.
Well,
So,
which is excellent tactics, though.
yeah, most certainly is.
He's trying to, now he's going to try to close out not only this game in which he's playing against Reza Burke. He's leading 12-10, 11-9 going into the third game, but he's also trying to close out the tie. He's actually keeping alive Wassa, correction, in the tie. This will bring them back to 2-1 against Carenage Blasters, and it will be Wilson to play to try to close it out in the next one. So immediately...
Watch at the position where that serve goes to. Now that one went on to the forehand. So he was there waiting to make the block after.
He's reading very well what Burke has in store for him. Not that time, though.
Although it came off the top of the net, so there he is again. Oh no. That Reza doesn't normally miss those. It's one of those nights for Reza.
They do happen even to the best of us.
Another good service. And
oh, wonderful stuff. Stepping around the table there brilliantly.
Always is following up with a very good shot. It's not just the service, but it's the shot that follows.
Serve to Burke now. Trailing 4-2 at the first towel
break.
break.
In those services.
And as young players, you'd want to encourage them to learn all the different types of serves and find out what really works for you. But he's found a combination that's working for him very well here tonight.
Most certainly has. It will be a real feather in his cap if he can...
Burke has called for a timeout, correction there. Stanley?
It's going to be a real feather in his cap if he can pull this off. A 3-0 victory against Reza Burke.
Well, right now he's looking good for it, winning the first two games, 12-10, 11-9, and leading 5-2 here. And Burke, the usually associated, as you said, with the Rima Hawks, having a guest player here for the Carenage Blasters, and getting some words of advice here from Dennis LaRose. And always useful to have that extra eye.
Yes, most certainly.
Coaching is allowed. Some sports, of course, coaching is not allowed during matches, even though it does happen, notably in tennis. We've had a lot of controversies in tennis in that, but,
yes,
table tennis very sensibly allowing coaching.
5-3, let's see what happens now. Once again, he is not negotiating that hammer serve, especially the one that runs into him. So there's this variation, one running into him and one with heavy spin. That's short. That's the one with heavy spin, that's short. It wasn't short enough. Reza is able to get around and make the loop drive. Reza Burke now. Using the pendulum. And it's the top of the net. Reza cannot believe it. He really is not there today. 4-7. Again, and now very intelligently he makes the pickup.
Yeah, the second one got him. Yeah, put so much underspin on that. It just seemed to hang in the air. The youngster unable to do anything with that.
Yeah, he was on the wrong foot and all. So it's 7-5. He has a 2-point lead, and he leads 2-0.
This
and
might
he's
be
trying to close it out.
This might be the most difficult 4 points of his career. At least Burke will try to make sure it is. Well, not in that one. Just went for his shot there.
Yeah. As long as this boy is serving, when Mark Lefi is serving, he's playing very, very well when he's serving. Because there's such variation in his services.
And another one, he creeps closer here to a win for the Wassa team. 2 points away.
So it's 5-9. Reza Burke, nice and short. Makes that big drive. And when Reza gets into that position, he doesn't miss the drive. So he has got to make sure that he gets him out of that position, which he did. And going wide.
Match point now.
10-6.
And
This boy is playing very intelligently.
Jean-Marc Lefi on the verge of toppling Rieseberg here in his first game of the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League. And there it is, victory for Jean-Marc Lefi, 3-0, 11-6 in the third game, and he has closed out Rieseberg 12-10, 11-9, 11-6. Phenomenal stuff from the youngster.
Yeah, very good. It's always good to see young players doing well and with a good styling. He has a very good styling, he has good services, and he has a good head on his shoulders. So we'll be hearing a bit more about Mark Lefi.
And congratulations to him, and he has kept Wasser back in the contest here. So Wasser now trail 2-1, and it is Wilson who will try to close it out here for the Carenage Blasters in the next game. And a big match coming up here for both teams. Right now we're heading across to the other game, other tie, one of the other ties which is on at the moment. Just Win versus Guaracara, and Wesley Duku, known in cricketing circles as the treasurer of the Secondary Schools Cricket League. He's on the far side. Wesley's been around for a long time playing table tennis. We know him more in cricket, but here he is, holding his own here.
Well, before we talk about that, there's Joel Henry. He played quite well last year for Wasser, and he's one of those players who started the game late. Didn't know him as a young junior player, but he has made great strides for Wasser since he came into Wasser and playing with them. He's going to have his work cut out against Iran, and it's expected that Iran will close it out here. But you never know. So we're going back to Everton Sorzano. Everton Sorzano is playing against
Wesley Duku. Everton Sorzano against Wesley Duku.
Everton Sorzano leads 2-0 and 7-5 in this game. Sorzano is a former national player also. Very good backhand, and so if you look to go onto his backhand, that could be
well, very much the weakness of some players, not him.
No,
he's
not him. Very good backhand.
Yeah, and he's used the subtlety in his backhand to good effect here against Duku. 9-5, and now he has a couple of points here to close out his match. 3-0 against Duku. Duku with the serve, though. And
calling Kojo.
well, we're just about ready for the start of the match here, and here we go. It's 1-0. Aaron Wilson 2-0 ahead here. This is Aaron Wilson on the far side in the black, and Joel Henry in the near side. And this is Joel Henry has to win this game to force a fifth and deciding match in this tie. Aaron Wilson's trying to close it out 3-1.
Well, it's going to be a very steep learning curve for Joel Wilson. For Joel Henry against Aaron Wilson.
Another lefty here involved. Two lefties in this Wasser team. Alaric Humphreys also a left-hander.
Yes.
Wilson has a lot of flair to his game. I saw him in the warm-up while he was warming up, just to put across a statement to Joel Henry. I actually played a shot behind his back and returned it onto the board. One of his little party tricks. Just a way of intimidating his opponent in the warm-up itself. I like that kind of spirit.
Yeah. A lot of experience, from Aaron Wilson.
Already up 4 points here in this first game. Make that 3 points.
Joel Henry just has to try to play his game and not be intimidated by Aaron Wilson. But he has a lot of guns to be up against.
And they're all pointing at him.
Yeah.
target on his back here. Young, Joel Henry against the #1 seed in Trinidad and Tobago, Aaron Wilson.
He has to get quality in his serve.
Wow.
If there's no quality, that's what Iran is going to do with it.
I made that look ridiculously easy, the way he just nonchalantly flicked that away to pick up his 10th point and bring up game point. And there it is, 10-4. And Wilson has already closed out the game, perhaps one of the fastest we've seen here in the opening game so far for the night.
Yes, definitely is.
He's looking to make quick work here of Joel Henry, who has a big task on his hands here to contain the ever-smiling Aaron Wilson. And to tell you what, he's one of those very difficult players to come up against because he always has a smile on his face. No matter what you throw at him, he never looks like he's discouraged at all. He's not worried at all. Everton Sorzano has closed out a 3-0 win over Wesley Duku in the Just Win GTC battle. So that one is bubbling up nicely on the far side. Joel Henry, number 39 in the rankings.
39 against 1. So it's a tall order.
Yeah, it certainly is. Wilson will now just examining the table, just paying a minute attention to everything in his environment, as all the top players do. They're acutely aware, just attuning his senses to everything around him.
So we are seeing Wayne Udet coming up against Michael Noel.
Wilson 2-0 ahead already. And 2-1 on the board here now is Joel Henry. Wilson is not backing down at all. He's just playing some, he's just intimidating his opponent here. They're the two Humphrey brothers looking on.
Joel is not playing badly, but there's a difference in class there. So it's 2-4. Joel Henry. He's going to have to pull something out of the bag. He tries a...
As you mentioned, quality on the serve has to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, that one just big apology there from Wilson, verbally and non-verbally. And a nice put away, easy as you like it. He's played that shot a couple of times, much to the approval of Dennis LaRose. There he is.
It's going to be a very one-sided match, turning out to be.
And, yeah, well, if there were any thoughts by Wassa of coming back into this one, well, it might run into a very, very stout brick wall at the moment in the form of Aaron Wilson, who's here to close things out for his team. But Carenage Blasters will know that they have some bigger battles to come in this tournament, if they are to be crowned champions for the first time in this ICWI Table Tennis Champions League, which you're watching right now on 360 TV. Video Ramful alongside Stanley Hunt here. Just a bit too long there from Wilson. I'd really like to hear what Wilson's internal monologue is like, because he seems to always be enjoying his game, and that's always wonderful to see.
Well, a game when you are comfortable against your opponent, you will enjoy the game. I think he's quite comfortable here. Right. As a left-hander, I think he has patterned some of Alaric Humphrey's serves.
Yeah,
but
why
then
not?
he doesn't have the power of the shots to back up the serves.
All part of the evolution of his playing skills.
Yeah.
And certainly not a bad club to come up in at all, in any way. Alaric Humphreys and Curtis Humphreys, two outstanding players in the club. Not a bad shout to model your game along.
Definitely.
And then you certainly do improve. Some sports, when you're playing against top players, you don't improve much, but I think you really will improve a lot when you're playing against top players in this sport, table tennis.
There's match point to Aaron Wilson as Joel Henry
About to go 2 games up here.
got to 8 points, which is not bad.
And there it is. Game point converted by Aaron Wilson. He's ahead 2 games to 0. And he has closed up this one 11-8.
It's interesting. On the other table, we have Wayne Udit, who in recent times has moved to number 9 on the ranking list. So it's a big achievement for Wayne Udit. Michael Noel is a former national A2 champion. And it's 10 all.
As you were at one time.
Yes.
A2
Michael Noel is very good player. So it's 11-10. And Michael Noel has pulled off the first game against Wayne Udit. Michael Noel has beaten the number 9 ranked Wayne Udit. Very good first game.
Yeah, it certainly
but
was.
I'm sure that Wayne Udit is going to try to come stronger in the second game.
Well, Wayne Udit, known in business circles as a regional consultant and trainer. Actually had the pleasure of working alongside him at Caribbean New Media Group some years ago. He was part of the financial department. A lot of experience in finance, auditing, human resources, and general management. Back here, it is going to be serving. Henry to serve, and he's picked up the first point against Aaron Wilson, but two games down already.
So Henry serving again. Pushes that one into Wilson's backhand. Wilson puts it into the net.
Positive
and Henry
start.
has now taken a 2-0 lead.
First night of competition here in the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League. 3 more nights to go. That's into the net there from Wilson.
Lovely service. Very careless backhand that time. So he has got to stick to his work and get the job done. And Joel Wilson has got to make things as difficult as he can for him.
Joel Henry, correction. Joel Wilson, of course, is
Right.
the ICC umpire. I can understand why you made the
yeah, cricket is in my blood.
yes,
also,
it is. And you're on a channel that broadcasts a lot of cricket. Joel Wilson's name is mentioned here a lot.
When he puts that finger up, it's trouble.
And just as you mentioned cricket, we have the youngster, Jonathan Van Lange, who is playing tonight, actually played earlier in one of the matches. He is actually captain in Guyana at the regional under-17 tournament, which we are also broadcasting. And he actually played for Guyana in their drawn match earlier today and turned up after to play in the tournament here.
Yes, and he did very well for Arima United last year.
Yes, that's right. Part of that championship-winning team.
Helping them to win the team championships.
Multi-talented player. He's also the captain of the Guyana under-17 team, cricket team that is.
And he's the captain of the table tennis team also.
Yeah, and it's not the only 2 sports. I understand he also plays other sports in addition to that. So a multi-talented player here. And of course, after his game earlier, as another point there for Wilson, he's up 6-5 now. Van Lange will be heading back to the Metro Hotel in Couva, where he's staying with the Guyana under-17 team.
Okay.
Quite a day he's having, isn't it? And a lot of connections between cricket and table tennis. Maurice Foster, former West Indies cricketer, was a great former Caribbean champion. I'm sure you would have may have had a chance to see Maurice Foster.
Been. And then Brian Lara was a pretty decent table tennis player.
That's right. Maurice Foster's sister also played for Jamaica at age 9. So another one of the connections between the two sports.
Charlie Davis was an A1 player.
Right.
Very good player.
Some of these.
So over the years, we have found that, you know,
spectators
there's some
have enjoyed
synergy
themselves
between table tennis and cricket.
Well, in fact, some coaches would send their players out to play table tennis early to get their timing in cricket. But at the moment here, it's anything but a cricket score as Wilson looking to run out winners here. And he's just a point away. And not going to get it that way. 3 match points here for Aaron Wilson. Just wide. Look to loop that one round. I'm sure he must have seen that viral video of Fan Zhangdong's viral video, the one that went under the net almost and onto the table. There it is, victory there for Wilson, and that has closed out this match. He's won it 3-0, 11-8 in the final game, and he's won it 4-11, 11-4, 11-8, 11-8, and he has closed out a 3-1 victory here for the Carenage Blasters over Wassa. So, seen some fine games here today, Stanley, and let's just run through how it's gone here today. Now, tomorrow, of course, so a couple of wins here for the Carenage Blasters. They have won their opening 2 games, but tomorrow it's going to be some more matches. Just to run through what's happening tomorrow, Friday in round 3, Carenage Blasters are back in action. They will come up against Guaracara in their first game, and the Blasters will then be on a bye. Also on in the round 3 tomorrow, Wassa will take on Just Win. Arima will face Powergen in their second game, and QPCC will face Legends. Certainly, what's your pick? I would imagine that QPCC Legends match would be your pick for tomorrow in that first round.
QPC versus Legends is a big match, right? But I'm not sure that the composition of the QPCC team against Legends, if all their players will be available. I most likely expect Aaron Edwards to come into the team. But a lot will depend on how well Darren Douglas is playing. If Darren Douglas is playing well enough to get past any of those great players, well, then they'll be okay.
All right, well, let's head across to the game which is on at this time. And Wayne Udit, he is up against. This is going to be our final game of the day. Wayne Udit is playing against Michael Noel, the former A2 champion. And right now, it is, I believe it's going to be 1-1 at the moment, because it appears that Wayne Udit, the number 9 ranked player, has won the second game. So he has won that second one 11-7. So that one appears to be at 1-1. So we'll go a couple more there, but a very, very quick put away there by Aaron Wilson to close out Joel Henry. 11-4, 11-8, 11-8. Not a game of a lot of long rallies in there, but of all the matches we've seen so far, certainly the Rieseberg Mark Leafy game, even though it looks fairly one-sided on the score sheet, that really was a pretty good game. And I think that one, everyone would have enjoyed that to the utmost so far today. So there is Michael Noel in your picture, and Wayne Udit, well known and very friendly guy, Wayne Udit, just trying to G himself up, just screaming as he is about to serve here at the start of the third game. 1-1 so far. And he's off the mark. He's just signaling that's one. He has to come back and win 2 more. So this is day one action, ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023, and Wayne Udit is trying to get himself going here. Uses the vocalizations to do so. And a scream from him as he gives up the first point here to Michael Noel. Well, not a serve that Michael Noel will want to remember. 3-1. Udit has a way of geeing himself up. Applauding himself in front of a small audience here, well supported by his Just Win supporters. Long. And that's 4-1 now to Wayne Udit. So Just Win going down in their first game earlier today. And went down against Carenage Blasters, 3-0. Chance for them here. That's powered past Udit. Too much on that, and just made it too easy there for Noel to put that one away. First towel break, and it is Udit that still leads 4-2. But green shoots of recovery in this game already for Michael Noel. Long, and Udit nods his head in approval as he picks up point number 5. Gave up the first game. There's coach just behind him there, just turns around to coach and also his teammate Isa Mohammed, just getting some words of advice from them. You're watching action in the ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023 here at the Center of Excellence in Makoya. Vidya Ramphal with you here for the what most likely will be the last match of the day. And Noel just doing enough, going down the line there with the backhand and picking up the point. Burke apologizes there. That one just skating off the top of the net and picking up the point. So he's up 6-4. Serve switches over here to Noel. And that was an excellent serve. A lot of underspin on that. And he couldn't get under it enough to get it over the net. So a bit of change in the tactics here from Michael Noel. Rather unusual serving mechanism that he has operating for him here. The racket seems to come from behind his back. There it is. Of course, you're not allowed to disguise your serves, but the ball has to be in view, not the racket. 7-5 Udit leads at the second changeover. And there is Franklin Worrell to give his full name. The scorer for the match. Franklin Worrell and Carlisle Cleveland have not missed a beat tonight. Very experienced, vastly experienced officials here for this game. Michael Noel on a little bit of a run here. Udit has picked up only 2 points. Noel on a run here, 6-2. And finally, Udit picking up a point. Very expressive player is Wayne Udit, 8-6 at the moment. Well, that one coming off the net, he apologizes to his opponent. Certainly his table tennis personality different from in the office. He's a very, very cheerful guy always, but a mask of concentration on his face here. That was there for him, Noel, to put away. Just slammed it into the net. Wasn't even close, and that has brought up game point here for Udit. Just 1 point away from taking a 2-1 lead in this tie. And there it is. 11-6 And Udit is on a run here at the moment. Took the second 11-7, and now the third 11-6. So he's ahead here. And, well, 10, correction. Actually, that was called back, and there he is. He's now wrapped it up 11-6. So there is the point that has put Wayne Udit 2-1 ahead, and some work to do for Michael Noel in the third. He will have to win this one to send it to a fifth. So Noel starting off the serve here, and Udit takes the first point. And the second point also. So he's ahead 2-0 here already, and looking to win 3 sets in a row and close out the tie here for the Just Win team against Guaracara. Guaracara yet to win a match here, as are Just Win. So Udit already ahead 3-0 here, and a timeout has been taken by Noel's management team. They're just trying to get the thinking together here. Noel also having a talk with Isa Mohammed, his teammate. Just to remind you, the Just Win team made up of Everton Sorzano, Isa Mohammed, Wayne Udit, Jonathan Kotoy, Musahib Newal, and Emmanuel Chunising. As for their opponents, their opponents today, Guaracara, as I mentioned earlier, Marlon Kendall, Wesley Duku, Anthony Lakis, David Gopal, and Michael Noel. Here's Michael Noel on the receiving end here at the moment. Udit pulled the trigger a bit early there, but couldn't find the corner. Now Zalet. Yeah, very unusual service action there by Michael Noel. In addition to the racket coming from behind his body, also that left leg gets up into that right leg, correction, gets up into the egg. It's a good example of how it is. A lot of moving parts to that service action by Michael Noel. Works for him though, former national A2 champion. So far so good for him. He leads for 4-3 here in the fourth game. Make that 4-all at the moment. Scorer there, Mr. Worrell, making sure that everyone can see the numbers. All of the other matches have ended. This one's still going here. Just a couple of youngsters enjoying themselves. A timeout here at the Center of Excellence in Makoya. 5-4. Udit trying to wrap it up here. He's trailing by a point. Well, now he's tied it up. More expressive of the two players. A lot of the vocalizations you might be hearing are from Wayne Udit. Michael Noel has been as quiet as a church mouse during this match. He's let his racket do the talking. But at the moment, it is Udit. Vocalizations and all, that's ahead, 6-5. And 2-1. Well, he dealt with those two well. Noel very disappointed. He had the advantage in that rally. And unfortunately, dumping it into the net. And again into the net here, and Udit is starting to pull away now. Potentially just 3 points away from victory here. Lost the first game, and now looking to wrap it up 3 in a row. That had some mustard on it. Fired it past Udit. On the attack, Udit, and takes the point. Just a couple points away now. Work here to do for Michael Noel. Has to find something here. That's good. Very good from him. Recovered from what could have been an awkward start there to that point. Had to arc the arm back to get that one from just over the elbow. But dealt with it well and came back to win the point. Now the serve. And that's put long. Udit was just a point away. 1 match point erased. 3 more to go here. 3 match points for Wayne Udit. And there it is. Wayne Udit has wrapped up victory here. And he has also wrapped up victory for his team. Udit defeating Michael Noel 11-3 in the final. So he's won this game by 3-1. So that's going to be victory there for the Just Win team as they have wrapped up victory against the Guaracara Table Tennis Club. So we've seen some big wins here today. And certainly Queen's Park running out winners in their 2 matches. Wassa going down in one of their games. Carenage Blasters also winning a couple of matches here today. So don't forget, tomorrow we have continued action here. Ruskin Mark, our colleague, will be in tomorrow for that. Don't forget, you will be joining us for round number 3 tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Carenage Blasters will be playing Guaracara. Wassa will take on Just Win. Harima, the defending champions, are up against Powergen, and Queen's Park Cricket Club, the winners of the first competition, that are up against Legends in perhaps the pick of the opening game. Well, on behalf of Stanley Hunt and our team here at the Center of Excellence in Macoya, I'm Vidya Ranfal saying goodbye for now. This has been our presentation of ICWI Table Tennis Champions League 2023 here on Cricket on 360 TV.